Rise and shine. This is your morning Buzzcast for Thursday, June 12th. I'm Austin Karp, joined by my colleague, Jenn Azara. We're here at the Ritz-Carlton in Chicago, day 2 of the Brand Innovation Summit. But before we get to some of the things we're looking forward to on the second day of the event, Jenn, we got to look back at day 1. And I got to say, the MVP, the star of day 1, was the Aflac duck. Do you agree?
Without question, Austin Karp. The way the audience gelled around that feathered creature.
Well, we got to give some context to listeners. The closing panel on day 1 was Aflac CMO Garth Knudsen talking about what they're doing in sports. And he was great, by the way. I loved hearing what they are doing in women's sports. Had some fantastic stories about what they've done with women's basketball and other sports. But then bringing on the Aflac duck to close out day 1.
Nobody saw it coming.
Obviously, Mr. Aflac, his official name, was an incredible hit. Everybody taking out their cameras to take photos of the duck on the stage. Our colleague Molly Kaelin sitting there, being a pro, talking with Garth about just what really got me is that before they started with the duck, they had around, 7% brand recognition. And once they started using the duck for Aflac, it moved up into the 90s. They're on par with Adidas now. And it's just incredible. Garth called them the GOAT of brand recognition. I really loved that.
Yep, little farm humor.
And afterwards, everybody at the conference was taking pictures with the Aflac duck. So
that was a long selfie line for sure.
Definitely the MVP of day 1. But in terms of other content coming out of day 1, Jenn, what stood out to you?
Well, I previewed it yesterday. I thought it was going to be a good one, and I feel like it exceeded expectations. We had our 6-woman panel with reps from Athletes Unlimited, Softball, Unrivaled, Professional Women's Hockey League, and Love Volleyball, as well as 2 of their key brand partners in Amex and CarMax. And it was a terrific conversation. I think one thing that really came across with the whole panel was the way that these leagues are truly forming really deep partnerships, really collaborative work with their brands that they're working with, all of them being relatively new leagues, whether that's a week old or up to 2 years old in the case of hockey. They spoke about the flexibility that they have, the agility that they have as nascent leagues, and that, there aren't a set of really stone-written rules that they're able to work within and make changes that are in the best interest of the league and the individual teams, and that they've really, from kind of day 1, invited select partners that they felt were aligned with them to really further that. So it was terrific. They were all, eloquent to a one, and just to see the camaraderie on stage, they all know each other. Everybody respects everyone tremendously. So yeah, and I can tell you, many people stopped me in the halls after that saying how much they appreciated that. So it was great.
Well, I got to give a shout out to my panelists, Jenn Entenmann from United Airlines and Maggie Giraldi from the Chicago Bears. We talked about the NFL Global Markets Program and how they have used that in the UK. One of the best takeaways from my session was something that they actually didn't get done, and they were able to kind of joke about it. They tried to get the flight numbers for those flights to the UK for the Bears game this past season to be the championship season numbers for the Bears. And I saw after we came off stage, I think there were some NFL teams or some other marketing agencies that really came up to them about that, like, oh my gosh, that would have been such a great idea. Maybe that's something we can borrow. And that's the whole point of this event, is giving those best practices and good ideas to people in the audience.
Well, they did make that joke about Bear Force One as well.
I thought was
fantastic.
Loved that. I also loved our opening session with Jason Coyle from the Chicago Sports Network and Ken Roman from Wing Creek Hospitality, and really just some of the metrics that Ken was giving about why they have partnered with the new RSM, what they're really trying to achieve. And it's getting information for bettors, who is coming to the casino, who is betting with them. And he was just very blunt about what they're trying to achieve by doing not just like 30-second spots on the regional sports network, but how they can be creative, how they can really stand out. Because in this, sports betting market, it's really tough. Okay, you got DraftKings, you got your FanDuels of the world taking so much of the market, like 80% these days. How can they really crack through, especially on the sports betting side? All right, Jenn, that was day 1. Day 2, Thursday, what are you looking forward to the most?
Whew, let's see. There's another stacked agenda here. Day 2, we're starting much earlier. So,
Full day.
yeah, we are all up and ready to go this morning. I have CarMax back on the stage with me for a one-on-one this time. But today I'll be speaking with Sarah Lane, who is the CMO of CarMax. She and I are going to have a conversation. They've had a long history. They've been around since 1993, but they've pivoted to sports recently, and very specifically into women's sports, area near and dear to my heart, of course. So we're going to talk about that, their strategy, their move into sports. They've done a lot with change makers and WNBA. And so I'll be interested to kind of hear where she's coming from and what they're looking forward to next.
I've got a couple of panels today, Jen. One is about the future of college sports. And I don't think that this panel could come at a more important time.
Exactly.
We finally have the settlement approved in the House Hubbard and Carter cases. And we're hearing from brands. We'll hear from some multimedia rights holders, Learfield and Playfly Sports, and an agency on the 160/90. How are they going to move forward? What are the entry points? How can they take advantage of a space, college sports, that is really becoming so commercialized? Is there going to be pushback? What's next there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a fascinating discussion. I mean, I'm even looking at it through the lens of our executive transactions we do and the number of organizations hiring specific roles for people to navigate them through this next step in light of the ruling. So, I mean, this is definitely something top of mind in the sports industry, and it will be great to hear your panelists' take on what they think is next.
Yeah, and kind of building off our cover story in SBJ this week, we're around 1 year out from the 2026 FIFA World Cup. I'm going to be talking with some stakeholders there, sponsors like Home Depot, Octagon, which is helping them activate, Fox Sports, and others. How are they going to be taking advantage? Alex Lazary, who's running the New York, New Jersey organizing committee. How are they going to make this safe? How are they going to bring in fans? What are they doing to make this the event that everyone thinks it could be for the United States in particular? I know it's a North American event, but how is it going to really drive the growth of soccer in 2026 and beyond?
Yeah. I can tell you, I mean, the excitement is starting in Philadelphia. On my flight out in the airport, they were having a huge pep rally for soccer. There were some former Union players there, balloon arches everywhere, giving out soccer balls, drum lines, everything, just to mark the countdown to the World Cup. So soccer fever has taken hold. And,
one of the sessions I want to be in the room for. I always love listening to Teal Sports Capital's Ben Sutton. Our boss, Abe Magdor, has a one-on-one with him to kind of cover youth sports. Whenever Ben's talking, for me, it's, ears open, mouth shut. He always has very smart and interesting things to say. Such a great speaker. So really looking forward to listening to him again. So for my colleague, Jenn Azara, I'm Austin Karp. This has been your morning Buzzcast for Thursday, June 12th. For everybody that has come out to the Brand Innovation Summit, thank you. And you can also find us today. Come up and talk to us. We'd love to speak to you. Make good choices out there. We will talk to you all again soon.